Okay, welcome back, guys. So today we're looking at perimeter and area. Perimeter is the distance around a shape or object. To find the perimeter, you are going to add. I like to think about how perimeter and plus both start with a P to kind of help us remember which one or the difference between perimeter and area. So to find the perimeter, you're going to add up the length of the sides, okay? So we have 3 feet plus 5 feet plus 6 feet plus 4 feet. We add all of that up and get 18 feet as our answer, okay? That's kind of hard to read. I'm sorry, 18 feet. So you just add them up and you get that number. With a circle, it is going to be a little different since we don't have side lengths. So we're going to use the formula for circumference, which is just the fancy word for perimeter or the length around the circle. So we can either use pi times diameter or 2 times pi times the radius. The diameter goes across the circle and the radius goes halfway to the center, okay? We can use area, and this is going to be the inside of a 2D shape. So I kind of like to think of how much paint can cover a wall. That's gonna be or how much paint can go on a wall, that's gonna be the area. To find the area, we're going to multiply in some sort of way. Each shape has a different method for that. The units will be squared. So for a rectangle, we have base times height. Parallelogram, we have base times height as well. A triangle is 1/2 the base times the height, okay? Sometimes the height is right here if it's a right triangle, or it'll be a dotted line down the triangle. It will be notated for you. A circle is pi r squared. Again, we're gonna be given our radius so we can find that, and I am so sorry, guys, if you did not know, pi is 3.14. Pi is a very special number. It goes on forever and ever, but we usually just keep it simple at 3.14. Okay? So we're gonna find areas of different areas and perimeters. Sometimes they're pretty straightforward shapes, and sometimes they're gonna be a bit more challenging. We're going to start with some that are just going to be pretty straightforward. Okay. So if we have a rectangle and it is 7 meters by 5 meters, to find the perimeter, we're gonna add up all the sides. So we have a 7 plus a 5, but this side down here is gonna be the same, so plus another 7, and then this side over here will also be a 5. So then we have 24 meters as our perimeter. Our area, since it's a rectangle, we're gonna do length times width, which means we do 7 times 5, and that's gonna give us 35 meters squared as our area. If we're given a triangle, our height might be 10 and our base might be 8. And then the sides, we'll say this is 4 and 4. Okay, so we have this triangle. Our perimeter, we're gonna add at the sides. So we have a 4 plus a 4 plus an 8. So that means we're going to have 16 units. Since it's not specified, we're just gonna say units. But if it did have 4 feet, we would just change this to feet. And then our area is 1/2 the base times the height. So 1/2 times our base of 8 times our height of 4. We are going to actually get the same answer as our same value of 16 as our answer for the area as well. That's just a lucky coincidence. That won't always happen. And then if we have a circle, let's say our radius is 5. Our perimeter is going to be pi or 2 pi r, which means we have 2 times 3.14 times our radius of 5, and that's going to give us 31.4. Let's say this is inches, so we'll say 31.4 inches is our perimeter. Our area is going to be pi r squared, so then we're going to do pi times our radius of 5 squared, which equals 25 pi. We can simplify that more. I will be completely honest, I don't have a calculator next to me to get that exact value. So I'm going to leave it as 25 pi, but you could do 25 times 3.14 in the calculator and get the actual number. Okay, so we can find perimeter of shapes very straightforward, and that should be a review for us. But what I want us to focus on is these kind of shapes. Okay, so when we're looking at shapes like this, what I want to suggest is find squares, rectangles, circles, or triangle pieces. Okay, that's what I'm gonna suggest. I think that'll make this a lot easier. So for example, here, I see 2 rectangles. Okay, so this is 1 rectangle, that's 4 by 2, and then we have this rectangle here that's 6 by 3. Excuse me. Okay, so we have 2 different rectangles. To find the perimeter, we're gonna add up there, or we're going to, I'm going wrong direction, I'm so sorry guys. So we have 2 rectangles, but to find the perimeter, we just have to add up all the sides. So the perimeter, we have 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus some side here, because we don't know that side. Okay, we're not given that side, but if we know this whole thing is 6 and this little part's 2, that means this is gonna be 4 centimeters. Okay, so we find the missing side just by subtracting the overlaps, and then we'll add up all of these sides, so we get 19 centimeters as our perimeter. Okay, I'm sorry, I misadded something there. It's 19. Yes, 19 centimeters. Our area then, we're going to take this area of this rectangle and add it to this area. Okay, so the top one is 4 times 2, length times width, which equals 8. And then we're going to have this smaller section that is actually 4 by 3. Okay, remember we're not using this whole side, we're only using this side. So it's a 4 by 3, which means it is 12 centimeters squared. So our area is going to be 8 plus 12, or 20 centimeters squared. Okay, so we can go through these irregular shapes and find their area and perimeter. Again, let's go ahead and try the second one. So I see this rectangle, and then I see this rectangle. Okay. To find our perimeter, we do need to add up all the sides. So we have 4, 2, 4, 2, and then this side we don't have, but we know that this part's 2, this part's 4. So we can say 4 plus 2, or 6 meters. Okay, so to find our perimeter, we just add up the sides, 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 6, and that's gonna give us 18. Okay, so 18 meters is our perimeter. Then, to find our area, we're going to multiply and find the area of this rectangle, and then add it to the area of this rectangle. So we do length times width, or 2 times 4, and get 8 meters squared. And then we're going to do 4 times 2 as well, and get 8 meters squared. So our area is going to equal 8 plus 8, or 16 meters squared. Okay? So break it up into pieces. So this next one might be, we can do this rectangle and then this rectangle. This top side would be 1 kilometer, 2 and 3, so 6 kilometers. And then this is 2 kilometers. Okay, so y'all are welcome to try that one out if you would like. I'm going to go to another challenging one, okay? Last one, I promise. Okay, so with these, what we need to do is still look for those same shapes, okay? We're looking for rectangles, squares, triangles, circles, all of those things to use to help us find these, okay? These we're just gonna find the area, we won't find the perimeter. Let's see, so this first one with the area, we know this is 20, okay? And I see a rectangle, and then I see half of a circle, okay? Luckily with a circle, the radius is the same distance anywhere, and this is our diameter, so we know our radius, or 2 times our radius equals our diameter, so 2 times 7 equals our diameter, so this is 14, okay? So we have this rectangle, that's a 20 by 14. Okay, so that's going to be 280 centimeters squared. And then we're also gonna have this circle, and we have half of a circle. So our area is going to be pi r squared, which would equal pi times 7 squared, which equals 49 pi. Again, guys, I'm sorry, I don't have a calculator to get that exact value. This is for a whole circle. We only need half of the circle, so I would cut that in half. Okay, so with that, we're gonna get 280 centimeters squared plus half of this area, and when we do that, we do get the final answer to be 357 centimeters squared. Okay. This next one, I'm gonna go down. I like this one right here because I think it's a good example because we have the whole circle, which makes it a bit easier than this first one. We have this rectangle, and we know it's 18 by, if our radius equals 6, that means our diameter equals 12. Okay, so we have a 12 by 18 rectangle that we're finding the area of. And then we're gonna find the area of the circle, okay? And when you do that, if you want to continue working through that, you can. Your final answer for the area will be 329.1 meters squared, okay? So this was a bit longer of a video, but I do appreciate y'all joining. You're going to work through some practice problems with area and perimeter. After this, feel free to go back and watch if you need to.